Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys find this show in good spirits. Hope this day is making you smile. Another day above the earth is a blessing. We got some breaking news, guys, and I want to share this with you guys really quick. So please do me a favor, all right? Before we get into everything, we're going to hop right into this mug, all right? So please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below, all right? Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. That'd be greatly appreciated, okay? If you are watching on these other platforms, please be sure to hit that follow button on my Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X/Twitter, if you're watching on any of those things. I also do a lot of updates and stuff like that on those other platforms, so please show some love. Also, please do not forget to crush that subscribe button here. That'd be greatly appreciated. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Show some love over there by simply hitting that subscribe button over there as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. Of course, don't forget, all right, if you want to support this channel, hit that join button down below. Consider becoming a part of the family. That would be amazing. These purple lights don't pay for themselves. Okay, let's keep it a buck. All right, and of course, check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. Go check it out. I'm sure something in that store will tickle your fancy. Okay, so go check it out. Subscribe, follow, support. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, guys, we got some updates and some breaking news. And this is absolutely crazy. And I want to share this with you guys big time. And I'm still just, my mind is still kind of reeling over this situation because obviously there's been a lot of questions revolving around Matthew Perry and what has happened, how he passed away and all that. Now there's some new updates, okay, revolving around his demise, okay? And there's a lot that's going on, which I find to be very, very interesting. Sorry, guys, I wanted to make sure I had this photo of him up. And it's just, for some odd reason, being a pain. But now I got it. So there it is, okay? Matthew Perry, allegedly arrests have been made revolving around his passing. Now, remember last year, if I'm correct, he was found unalive in his hot tub. And there's been a lot of question because he's had a serious ongoing battle, decades-long battle with addiction, okay? With all kinds of different types of things from alcohol and etc. Now, when they did a toxicology report, they found that there was I think I can say ketamine at least once on the show, in his system and then some, okay? They said that this is how he passed, that he OD'd off of K, all right? Now, a lot of people, we've talked about this at nauseum back then when the conversation was being made, when the information and the discussion about this was being made. A lot of people were wondering about this, and a lot of you guys stepped forward, which was really amazing. Some of you guys have talked about your battles with addiction and using certain types of medication, and then some to be able to battle this specific types of addiction, especially when it comes to opioids. Now, the thing is, this situation is very odd to me because somebody had to have given him the stuff in the first place, okay, for him to actually have this happen, all right? And we've talked about this before. We're going to talk about it even more here on this show today. But again, before we go into the article, okay, please do me a favor. Don't forget, okay, and this is all breaking news. Like I said, his doctor has been arrested, or at least one of his doctors, and dealers have been arrested as well. This is big news. Huge, huge news, guys. So we have got to get into this. So hit that like button down below, please and thank you. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. We talk about everything from true crime, politics, all the way to pop culture and everything in between. Whatever's shaking the world, we talk about for sure. And this is something that definitely is shaking the world right now as we speak. Now, this is from TMZ. Okay, they're saying arrests have been made in connection to his K demise. And I got to use these code words. It's annoying, I know, but they're saying doctor, dealers in custody. This is indeed, because it makes you wonder what kind of doctor is prescribing him this stuff in the first place? What's going on here? There needs to be more discussion about this. How is this happening? Okay. This is big deals, very, very big deals. And yes, Chai, I agree 110%. And Scott, okay, yes, it's another Michael Jackson type of situation. Remember, he allegedly passed from ODing on propofol, okay, which is a serious medication that knocks you the out, okay? And allegedly, doctor gave this to him and he perished. Now we're looking at Matthew Perry. Same kind of situation, possibly, right? Now you got a doctor actually being arrested in connection to this. And of course, people who sell them party favors. All right, let's get into this. All right, this is crazy. All right. So, and also, before we get into this, let me just say this. There's been a lot of talk about there being arrests coming soon, okay? Pending arrests coming to people in connection to this whole thing. Now, there's been talks, there's been rumors about, I think, Charlie Sheen's ex and all that stuff in connection to all this as well. And I don't know about all that, okay? All I know is that they have been saying that people were going to be seeing the inside of a jail cell in connection to Matthew Perry's passing, for sure. So let's get into this, all right? Let's get straight into this. Matthew Perry, big break in the Matthew Perry investigation, okay? There have been multiple arrests made, including at least one doctor, TMZ has learned. Law enforcement sources tells us multiple law enforcement agencies have executed search warrants and seized computers, phones, and other electronic equipment to determine who supplied Perry with the K that caused him to lose consciousness late October to succumb to water in his own hot tub. Now, remember, this is the very hot tub. He put this up a few days before his passing. If I'm correct, he said something about Batman as a caption and all that stuff. But like I said, this is crazy, guys. This is, like I said, a very, very big deal. Multiple arrests made, guys. I hate to repeat that, but multiple. All right. This is crazy. They seized computers, phones, and other electronic equipment to determine who supplied Perry the chemicals, for lack of a better term, okay, that caused him to lose his life. Pretty crazy stuff. Perry had been getting K infusion therapy for anxiety and depression, but the last therapy was a week and a half before his demise. So the ketamine in his system was not doctor prescribed. Now, here's the thing, y'all. Some of y'all got mad when I was talking about this and going, wait a second, why would he need this ish again? Because he already had a session. How would he get this stuff again? Why would he get this back in his system if he already had done it before? And the fact that he had it in his system was not mathing for me. Some of y'all got offended. Some of y'all got mad because I get it. It's Matthew Perry. Even my dog concurs. He's like, yeah, y'all got mad. Y'all got mad. Some of y'all got kind of perturbed about this. But isn't it interesting that they looked at that and they said, something ain't right here, and we got to do our due diligence to look into this. And that's exactly what they did. And then guess what happened? People got arrested. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a connection. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Because something ain't right here. Now, I know that there was a lot of people thinking that, oh, yeah, maybe there was something sinister. He was unalived, right? Someone went in there and just injected him with something and disappeared, vanished into the night type of thing. No. From what we're understanding, he got a hookup unlawfully. It was not prescribed to him. And somebody provided him with the K. Here's the thing, though. And we're going to look it up because we got to remember what K actually does, right? Yes, he was using this to deal with his anxiety and depression, but I'm sure it must have made him feel pretty damn good too, or at least relax him. You got to remember, this is a man with a history of severe addiction. So what are the chances of him being like, that actually felt kind of good, How can I get my hands on more of that? I'm just saying, with all due respect, there's a possibility of that. And of course, he went and talked to somebody, a doctor and some dealers, and he got the hookup. And then all of a sudden, he takes this stuff and he passes away due to the stuff that was in his system that wasn't supposed to be in his system, you see. Interesting, right? So let's get into this. All right. TMZ broke the story, which we already know about this. Okay. He had the same level of ketamine in his system that is used for general anesthesia in surgery. It's a lot. Okay. Quite a bit. Law enforcement sources tells us the K Perry ingested was not legally prescribed, and multiple agencies, including the DEA, U.S. Postal Service, and LAPD have conducted a criminal investigation for months. U.S. Postal Service? Say what? U.S. Postal Service, y'all. Interesting, right? Was he getting this stuff mailed into him? Think about it. We got to ask all these questions, right? We're told at least one doctor has been arrested, at least one, and I'm sure there's going to be more, along with several dealers who helped arrange and deliver K to Perry. Oh, my Lord. I'm just saying, like, U.S. Postal Service, y'all. U.S. Postal Service was involved. You feel me? And they were able to do all of this backwards math, reverse math. Crazy. Okay. Our sources say the search warrant revealed text messages discussing Perry and the K he wanted and what they were doing to get it to him. The texts also discuss the price the friend's actor would pay for this chemical. We all know him from Chandler from Friends, and let's be real. Doesn't matter if you watch the show or not. You couldn't miss the meteoric rise of this show. Okay, this is super 90s. Okay, so if you because you don't know the show doesn't mean that you don't know the show, if that makes any sense. Okay. Iconic show. All right. I never really watched the show, but I know some of the biggest lines in the show, right? How you doing? We were on a break, all those things. Okay. Could I be wearing any more clothes? Stuff like that. That's all and that's just from being a part of pop culture, right? And yes. And of course the iconic, and I think annoying, I'll be there for you, but that's just me. Okay. But moving on. Sources tell TMZ authorities got a search warrant for Brooke Mueller, Charlie Sheen's ex, here it is, who's been in a treatment center with Perry. But as far as we know, she is not connected to the arrests. In their investigation, authorities found other celebs who were involved in the Hollywood scene, in the Hollywood D scene. Now, of course, he passed away last year in October. Okay. He was only 54 years old. But what's interesting here, though, because yes, there was a rumor floating around saying that Charlie Sheen's ex, Okay. Brooke Mueller had some sort of connection to why he was why he was able to get this K and how he passed, right? Now they're saying but they're saying that they don't know if there's any connection to arrest. But in their investigation, authorities found other celebs who were involved in the same type of scene. So it does make you wonder who else is involved in this same scene, and do they have anything to do with? Do they have any involvement in helping Perry get his hands on more K? Crazy, right? Crazy. So, we got a news clip I want to share with you guys. All right, let's take a look at this. Man, this is crazy stuff. And again, guys, say no. Just say no. I know I sound like Nancy Reagan when I say that, but at the same time, y'all, please. And I will say this: if you are battling, please, you know, go to a meeting, talk to somebody, all that stuff. I mean, these addictions, they are a real thing. And remember, this is somebody who has been battling with addiction for decades. Okay, we're going to talk about K. We are. We're going to get into that conversation here in just a minute because we need to talk about that. And I feel like he may have found a new thing. He may have found something that he really did enjoy, possibly to the point where he's like, hey, yes, I got to go to these doctor appointed appointments for my anxiety and depression, but hey, I need a little bit more, right? I need a little bit. I'm just saying, someone who battles with addiction, he has an addictive personality. There is a possibility where he's sitting there going, well, I need more, and I need to crank it up. That's a possibility here, with all due respect. Okay, may he rest in peace. But at the same time, let this be a huge wake up call for everyone out here, that are battling with addiction. Please, talk to somebody. Be around people that keep your nose clean, keep you on the straight and narrow. Okay, that feeling that you have will pass. It really, really will. Okay, but let's take a look at this video, and we'll discuss more here in just a minute. And like I said, I still can't believe this is even happening. And there's multiple people, just so that you guys know, the people who are late to the party right now, there are multiple people. Let me just pull this all the way back up to the top. Multiple people, including a doctor, at least one doctor, have been arrested due to the connection to Matthew Perry's demise. Crazy, guys. Let's get into this video.
We are following some breaking news right now coming in from our partners over at TMZ. They say there's been a big break in the death investigation of actor Matthew Perry. We're told there have been multiple arrests that have been made, including at least one doctor. Again, law enforcement sources telling our partners over at TMZ that multiple law enforcement agencies executed search warrants and seized computers, phones, and other electronic equipment to determine who supplied Perry with the ketamine that caused him to lose consciousness last October and drown in his hot tub.
Now, again, I know we just read all of that, right? Just a second ago. But think about this. He went to that's going to great lengths, guys. I mean, with all due respect, like I said, with all due respect, okay? But this individual, Matthew Perry, really did go to great lengths to get more of this stuff. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I break it down. To me, it sounds like he went to whatever. Man, you got U.S. Postal Service involved, okay? You got multiple people involved as well, not only just a doctor, but other people like dealers and possibly other celebs in Hollywood connected to this whole thing. So think about that. He went at great lengths to try to get more of this stuff. Think about that for a second, okay? And what sucks is being around yes people all day long. What's going to happen? They're not going to sit there and go, oh, no, bro, no, I ain't getting that. you ain't going to do that, bro. That's not a good idea, right? You're just hearing, yeah, I got a guy. You got a doctor that maybe he's, adding a few more zeros at the end of the check. Hey, man, I want some more. Hook a brother up. I'll make sure you get a little bit more of a sizable fee, to line your pockets. But just hook me up. Doctors, I wouldn't be surprised, right? But again, this is the stuff that knocked him out and then caused him to lose his life in that hot tub. Something to think about, guys. He went at great lengths, guys. Real talk.
We're told that Perry had been getting ketamine infusion therapy for treatment of anxiety and depression, but the last therapy was a week and a half before his death. So the ketamine in his system was not prescribed by a doctor.
Now, another thing I do want to point out really, really quick. This could have been a new thing for him. Think about that for a second. He may have been like, yo, I like the way I feel with this stuff. I want to do a lot more of it more often. Okay. More than just once a month or once every time I got to go into go to the doctor and he administers this to me. This could have been a new thing for him. Really, it could have been. Hence the reason why this happened in the way that it did, right? But again, like 720 Red Dog said, addiction is a lifelong battle. So you add a new thing to a person who is battling who has a lifelong battle with addiction. There's a possibility. Yeah, like I said, he liked how he felt. He wanted to try it more. We don't know how long he's been doing this for. This could have been his first time trying it solo dolo. But unfortunately, this was his last time. Let's continue on.
TMZ also broke the story that Perry had the same level of ketamine in his system that is used for general anesthesia during surgery.
Now, if I'm correct, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. But, maybe a doctor or you scientists out there could tell me. I'm sure somebody would be like, no, it's wrong, Pascal. But that sounds like a lot in his system. That's enough to knock you the F out, y'all.
Law enforcement sources also telling TMZ that the ketamine Perry ingested was not legally prescribed, and multiple agencies, including the DEA, U.S. Postal Service, and LAPD, had conducted a criminal investigation that went on for several months. We are told via TMZ that at least one doctor has been arrested, along with several dealers who helped to allegedly arrange and deliver that ketamine to Perry. Sources telling TMZ the search warrant revealed text messages that discussed Perry and the ketamine that he wanted and what they were doing to get it to him. The texts also discussed the price the Friends actor did pay for that drug.
So he paid. So it shows how much he paid for it. It shows how he was hitting somebody up saying, hey, I'm looking for a little bit of a hookup. They all, it was a whole dialogue that was being made. And of course, from my understanding, it sounds like some of this stuff was actually sent in the mail. Like I said, you surround yourself with nothing but yes people. It's a recipe for disaster, especially if you're somebody who's dealing with lifelong addiction.
Sources telling TMZ authorities got a search warrant for Brooke Mueller, Charlie Sheen's ex, who had been in a treatment center with Perry. But as far as we know, she is not connected to any of the arrests. In their investigation, authorities found other celebrities who were involved in the Hollywood drug scene. So they have gathered a lot of information, as this is an investigation that does involve multiple agencies. TMZ, you'll remember, broke the story of Perry's death back on October 28th of 2023. He was 54 years old. The arrest making it clear that authorities are making it a priority to go after doctors and dealers who illegally push drugs. Notably, Ryan Revis got an 11-year sentence as the middleman who delivered drugs laced with fentanyl to Mac Miller, resulting in the rapper's death. Again, we have learned here from TMZ that several arrests have been made in connection to the death of Friends
Meanwhile,
actor
we've got some
Matthew
more-
Perry, all connected, of course, to that death back in October and related to the supply of ketamine. As we do get any more details here, we will make sure to bring those to you on Live Now.
Okay. Again, like I said, they just talked about Mac Miller. Okay. There's a photo of Anna Nicole Smith in here as well. I mean, there's a lot of celebrities that have lost their lives. And I'm going to pull the article back up here. Yeah. Okay. A lot of people have lost their lives in this type of fashion. People who sit there around, they're around celebrities and they're doing whatever they can to please them. Also, money is a great, unfortunate, devilish motivator, but it exists, right? There's plenty of people that will do anything for a buck. And so you got people out here saying yes to people they shouldn't be saying yes to. Yeah. Philip Seymour Hoffman. I mean, I don't know why X is on there because he lost his life. Somebody went to his car and opened fire on him. So I don't know what he's doing there. They must have had the wrong rapper. Okay. But you also got Michael Jackson. I mean, there's so many names, right? That are surrounded by yes people that are doing whatever they can to make these people feel better, make them feel good kind of thing. And then, of course, tragedy ensues. Yes, Jana. Oh, and Prince. Let's not forget Prince and Prince. Okay. But Jana, yes, money talks, unfortunately. And then you got, oh, yeah. I mean, shoot, Elvis. Like, I feel, and I don't know about you guys, and this might be a strong statement. Yeah, Marilyn Monroe is still like a question. That's still like a question mark. I don't know how much, I don't know if Marilyn Monroe was like, if she OD'd or if her life was taken. You feel me? Okay. But I do feel that, and this is going to be a strong statement here, but I do feel like Elvis and Michael Jackson were basically like, they turned into the circus geek. I don't know if you guys know what I mean by that, but they were basically put out there for everyone to see, but they were used in such terrible, terrible ways, pushed to the point that they, of course, exhaustion. I feel like they were pushed to a place of mental breaks, a psychotic break in a way, becoming quickly addicted to, chemicals, and whatnot to keep them going because they were the circus geek. Oh, keep coming back in. Keep coming back out. Oh, he's tired. Just inject him with something and shove him back out on the stage. We got a show to do. We got money. Okay. We got money to make. And I feel like that's what happened. Okay. To those guys, for example. All right. And, it's unfortunate, but it's kind of the thing that I think actually happened to those guys. Now, of course, they became addicted and then addiction became worse. And then it turns into what happened to them, right? They all passed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody say, okay, so I'm not crazy. Good. Nicole B, Caitlin said, you right, Pascal. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, Judy Garland, exactly. Like I said, shoot. Hey, let's not forget Britney Spears. Okay. And I think there's a lot of other, stars that are the exact same thing. It's like, okay, we got to push them out there. Right. And of course, we're not here to talk about them, but I'm just saying the people that just get pushed into the world of addiction are basically forced into it because they got to keep performing. They got to keep doing their thing because they're not only supporting themselves, they got a whole team of people and a family of people that are relying on them performing on these shows every single time they're on these tours, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? I think Justin Bieber could have been that, but I think he found God, right? I think he went he was going down a certain route, and then I think he found God and things changed, right? So just saying, and it's a sad thing nonetheless, okay? But one thing that I do want to bring up, okay? So a lot of us are kind of wondering, and I know a lot of us have already talked about this before, all right? But a lot of us are wondering about this. What is K, right? So let's talk about it. So Department of Justice, Department of Enforcement, or DEA, all right? This is a fact sheet, okay? So ketamine is a dissociative anesthetic, that has some hallucinogenic effects. Let me blow this up a little bit more so you guys can see this better. Hallucinogenic effects. It distorts perceptions of sight and sound and makes the user feel disconnected and not in control. It's an injectable, short-acting anesthetic for use in humans and animals. It is referred to as a dissociative anesthetic because it makes patients feel detached from their pain and environment. Think about that for a second. And if you do a large amount of it, I'm sure those feelings really have an effect. Okay? Ketamine can induce a state of sedation, feeling calm and relaxed, immobility, relief from pain, and amnesia. No memory of events while under the influence of this chemical. It is overly used or, abused for its ability to produce dissociative sensations and hallucinations. Ketamine has also been used to facilitate SA. Now, I think just looking at this alone gives us a better idea of what the F is going on and why Matthew Perry might have found some serious interest in taking this stuff. Again, it says hallucinogenic effects distorts perception of sight and sound and makes the user feel disconnected and not in control. It's an injectable, short acting, okay? It is referred to as the dissociative anesthetic because it makes patients feel detached from their pain and environment. So you see, someone who's taken this for depression and anxiety, and if he just looked this up and was like, hey, what does this do? It made me feel a little bit some type of way. Because if it's being administered by a responsible physician, I'm sure whatever he's taking is low doses. Nothing to the point of going to hallucinogenic effects. But if he's looking that thing up and doing his research and doing his due diligence, he's realizing, man, if I did more of this, I might feel pretty damn good. And then, of course, what happens? A conversation with some yes people happens. And then those people get those things for him via the mail or whatever, or they get it and then they mail it to him, whatever it may be, through the doctor, so on and so forth. That stuff is sent to him. He takes way too much, has a terrible reaction to it because of the heat in the hot tub and the chemicals that are in his body. He goes into a cardiac arrest, passes out, and loses his life in the hot tub. Pretty crazy stuff. King Bob just said, here's a show idea for you. The stars we lost to these party favors. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If I did something like that, that would be a 17,000-hour show. Real talk. Okay? Let's keep it a buck. Mimi, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very, very much. We've lost a lot of celebrities due to addiction. Let's keep it real. Yeah, we'd be here. Shoot, Nicole B, we'd be here longer than just a day. We'd be on straight for a month. Okay? Straight for a month. But now you see this, guys. I got another video, so I'm gonna share that with you guys too. Again, this is absolutely heartbreaking. This is crazy. I still can't believe that this is a real thing. But again, man, shoot. Shout out to law enforcement for doing their due diligence. And also US Postal Service. Okay? US Postal Service. Shout out to them for doing the reverse math too. That's crazy that the Postal Service was involved. But that tells you stuff was being mailed to him. Stuff was either getting mailed to him or getting mailed to his doctor or getting mailed to a dealer. That's crazy. Crazy. But let's take a look at this.
Meanwhile, we've got some more breaking news that we're following that is unfolding as we speak. NBC News has learned that law enforcement officials have made an arrest this morning tied to the death of Friends star Matthew Perry. NBC's Chloe Melas is with us now live from Los Angeles with the very latest on this breaking news. Chloe, good morning to you. What more can you tell us?
Craig, good morning. This is obviously an incredibly significant development in this investigation. Law enforcement sources telling NBC News that at least one person has been arrested in connection to the investigation into the death of Matthew Perry. That arrest was made in Southern California this morning, and the investigation into Perry's death, it has been ongoing since last year. Now, it's unclear who else could potentially be arrested and what those charges will look like, but we do know it's not uncommon for law enforcement to investigate the people who supplied the drugs that caused such a high-profile death. NBC News had previously reported that investigators were getting close to uncovering how Matthew Perry got a hold of such large amounts of ketamine.
Now, hold on really, really quick. I'm sorry that you saw me kind of like, what? So then why wasn't there any arrests? Like, hold on. Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me just check something. Hold on. See, hold on. Let me see here. Private investigate. Okay. Private physician was found guilty. Okay. Involuntary. Okay. Because I was about to say, did other people get, arrested during the Michael Jackson situation? So it says here in actually another article revolving around Matthew Perry, but they say after the demise of Michael Jackson in 2009, man, may he rest in peace. Damn. But his private physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, okay, for providing the singer with a fatal dose of powerful chemicals. More recently, the federal prosecutors, okay. And that's on somebody else, which is interesting. Like I said, on Michael K. Williams, who, if you don't remember, I mean, he's been in a bunch of movies and a bunch of TV shows like The Wire and all that as well. We talked about that years ago when he passed in 2021. So yeah, there were, investigations into the demise of Michael Jackson. I was like, wait a second, did somebody get anything or no? With Michael Jackson. So I'm glad that they were still doing their reverse math, but there's still a lot of other cases that have nothing to do with being a celebrity that we still don't know everything about. Let me just remind you, remember the 3 Kansas City Chiefs fellas that were found gone in the backyard of their friend's home? Homeboy was in the house, chilling in the cut. He slept it off, sleeping off, phone calls, emails, text messages, DMs that were sent to him. Remember that? What is the update about that one now? Have they done any research back, gone back and said, okay, this had something to do with some Fenty in their yayo? Did we hear anything about that? Let me answer this to you. Hell to the no. We haven't heard not a damn thing about that one. Have they done their reverse math on that? All we know is he went to rehab. Homeboy. Remember? The friend? The chemist? He went to rehab. But that's all we've heard. You got friends frozen in the back. With this, they said, oh, it was due to the extreme cold. That's why they perished. They had stuff in their system that tells us that something bad happened and they took some bad stuff. Not a damn word have we heard about that one. So yeah, I'm glad that they're, bringing justice to this situation, more clarity, and getting these monsters off the streets for Matthew Perry. But this is like white collar crime type stuff, for lack of a better term. I'm talking about like money, as far as economic and financials. He's a celebrity. He's a billionaire, for crying out loud, right? What about us? What about us regular people? You know what I mean? Us Joe Blows out here, sucking out the fat of the land, right? Us hardworking individuals that go out and watch a game, do a couple lines, and perish in the backyard. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that it's okay to do those kinds of things. Kids, don't do it, all right? But at the same time, we haven't heard anything about that. And I'm sure that goes super deep, and I'm sure there's multiple people involved in that situation as well. Like I said, where's the reverse math and the due diligence on that? And why hasn't there been justice, from what we understand, for those three? Just something to think about. Just, want to remind you guys of that, because that was crazy. Okay? That was crazy what happened there. But let's continue. Like where she said, they did some stuff. They looked into it, did their due diligence, and they arrested some other lovers. Okay? And I'm sure there's going to be more coming. Only one doctor so far, but there could be more, right? There could be more.
Before he died in October of 2023. The operation, part of a joint investigation with the LAPD, DEA, and U.S. Postal Inspection Service, is still unfolding. Perry was found unresponsive in a hot tub at his Pacific Palisades home last October. According to the LA County medical examiner, the 54-year-old died from the acute effects of ketamine, a powerful anesthetic approved by the FDA under doctor supervision. Other contributing factors included drowning and coronary artery disease, as well as the effects of buprenorphine, a medication used to treat opioid use disorder. The autopsy report states Perry was on ketamine infusion therapy for depression and anxiety. A year before his death, the actor addressed his struggles with addiction and his relationship with ketamine in his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing.
Ketamine felt like a giant exhale.
You could stop it right there. I'm sorry. Kay felt like a giant exhale. So, real talk, he out here. As soon as he took that, he felt like Angela Bassett. See what I did there? If you don't know what I mean, just waiting to exhale. Anyway, moving on. He said Kay felt like a giant exhale. That's enough. You can stop right there. Okay? That's enough. But let's continue on, though. Let's continue on.
They'd bring me into a room, sit me down, put headphones on me so I could listen to music, blindfold me, and put an IV in.
But the autopsy...
Hold on. We got to listen to that one more again, because I got things to say. But real talk. Waiting to exhale. Okay? One more time.
Terrible thing.
Ketamine felt like a giant exhale. They'd bring me into...
Actually, I'm sorry. Let me roll that back a little bit more, because she said that this is something that he talked about for like a year ago. So he been savvy on the K. Okay? He been savvy on the K for at least a year, guys. At least. So who's to say that he hasn't been getting a little bit more, right? And getting this hookup for a good while. Because at first I was like, maybe this is the first time he's taking it. And then all hell breaks loose. No, there's a possibility that he started doing this months ago, maybe a year ago, getting the extra hookup, You never know.
His struggles with addiction and his relationship with ketamine in his memoir, Fusion Therapy for Depression and Anxiety. A year before his death, the
A year before his demise.
actor addressed his struggles with addiction and his relationship with ketamine in his memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing.
Ketamine felt like a giant exhale. They'd bring me into a room, sit me down, put headphones on me so I could listen to music, blindfold me, and put an IV in.
I mean, he makes it sound, I'm sorry, and I mean this with all the love in my heart, with all the respect, but he makes it sound so euphoric. Like he makes it sound so incendiary, the way he's saying it. Even the way he talks about it, he sounds like he loved that. But that's just how I'm interpreting it. What do you think? But to me, it sounds like he found a new friend and his name starts with a K. That's what I think. But don't want to jump the gun too hard here. All right. But he loved it enough, or he enjoyed it enough for him to try to seek out more for his own consumption, for his own personal consumption. And you also got to remember this too. If he already had the hookup, if he already got the K at home, why would he still go to the doctor to get it at the doctor's? Think about this. Was he doing it for optics? Was he doing that to show that he was still sober? To show off to the public, hey, I'm sober and I'm doing this and it works for me? Or was it like, hey, I'm already paying for it. I might as well, it's already taken care of and I already have these scheduled appointments. I might as well do it. I'm just saying, think about that for a second. I'm just asking for a friend. Okay. I'm just asking for a friend. It makes you wonder, is he doing that for optics to make it seem like in the general public that he has found a new pathway to sobriety through the K, right? And so optically, in the general public, it's made to look like he is being, keep grinding up, like looking like he's sober, but he's really not. It's a possibility here. And California sober is very correct on so many levels on other things, right? When people say, oh, I'm California sober, it's like, all right, means that you cut out everything else except you smoking that ganja. You know what I mean? You cut everything out, but you still drink that wine, right? So something to think about, guys. Possibly. But let's continue.
But the autopsy report says that the ketamine in his system could not have been from his last therapy session, which was just a week and a half before he died, saying that the level found in his blood was equivalent to the amount used for general anesthesia.
Again, that's a lot. That's a lot, okay, to put into your system, okay? And I know a lot of us are still kind of reeling over this. A lot of us still have a lot of questions about this. And of course, we're going to be we'll find out more information as time goes on. But at the same time, this is pretty crazy stuff, heartbreaking stuff. But I'm also actually glad because it means all those bad evildoers are off the streets for now, at least, right? For now. Okay. But they did some very bad things and they took a man's life. All of them working together, okay, as a team, took this man's life. And God only knows who else they're working for that they're hooking up. What other celebrities they're doing this to as well. They even said in that article that there are other Hollywood celebs that are connected to this situation. That's crazy, guys. Either it's I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy, or those guys are actually getting the hookup from the same mother-loving people. Please don't forget to hit that like button down below, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, please, and thank you. That would really, really mean a lot. I see a bunch of y'all in here, and I do appreciate all of y'all's energy. If you guys can send it to 700 likes, okay, on YouTube, please and thank you. That would be amazing. It just takes 2 seconds, okay? But it helps this story get out there and this conversation get out there as well, okay? Melly Mel, thank you so much for being a member for the past 4 months. I appreciate it. Only specific pharmacies can compound this substance. It's compounded to each patient individually, Wow, it's very dangerous, but very popular. And that's really good to know. Melly, I appreciate you giving us the information about that. That's absolutely knuckin' futz. That's crazy, guys. Again, I'm going to read that again. Only specific pharmacies can compound this substance. It's compounded to each patient individually, so it's tailored. It's very dangerous, but very popular. And you heard that soundbite from what he said. He sounded like he found a new best friend. Sorry, but let's be real. Let's continue on, though.
Now, in just a few hours, federal authorities will be holding a news conference, and we'll be learning more about this case and the investigation that led to this morning's arrest. And Craig, obviously, this is incredibly significant. And like I said, NBC News, we had previously reported that law enforcement officials were getting closer to figuring out who supplied, if it was one or many people, that supplied those large amounts of ketamine that ultimately resulted in Matthew Perry's death.
Yeah. And it sounds like there was a whole, if that much that much substance in his system says something. Okay. Now, he did it himself. Did someone administer it for him, show up to his place? Did his assistant give it to him and then run off to go do those errands and then found him in the hot tub? I mean, a lot of questions. I got a lot of questions, right? And somebody said in the chat, Tipsy just said this, and that's true too. Sounds highly regulated. Highly, highly regulated. Of course it's highly regulated. I would assume something that potent, okay, that strong would be highly regulated. So that's the reason why it makes you wonder, how does somebody get the hookup like that? How does someone like Matthew Perry, which of course, hey, everything's about money, okay? But how was he able to get something that would be that highly regulated with that ease? Something to think about. Maybe there's more to this.
All right, Chloe Malas for us there in Los Angeles.
Okay, there's nothing more. But again, guys, I still have to say, this is some crazy, crazy revelations that are coming out revolving around this. And like I said in the beginning of the show, they have been saying that there's going to be some arrests made, that everything was percolating, it was about to happen, so on and so forth, and then nothing happened for a while until today, right? Until the news dropped today. This is crazy stuff. And Jacqueline, yeah, I'd like to know that too, right? It makes you wonder. One of the greatest voices to ever grace this planet, Whitney Houston, okay? I know some people will argue, be like, no, it's not. But she is one of the best. The GOAT, okay? Gone. Anybody in jail for that? Somebody supplied her with something. Bobby Christina as well. May she rest in peace as well, both of them, right? Some things went down, they lost their lives, and no one else is being held accountable for those things. Come on. I'm just saying. You said shoop, shoop. Shoop, da doop, shoop, shoop, shoop. Come on now. You got me. Now I'm going to start playing some, I'm going to start playing all kinds of throwbacks, some classics. Okay. But crazy. Same thing. Yeah, Amanda. Yeah. I think Aaron Carter. Yep. Aaron Carter as well. Like I said, they received or they got their chemicals, their substances from somebody, right? And then what happened? We've heard nothing. We've heard nothing. Yes, there's ways you can go online. There's ways that you can do things. I mean, it's crazy what you can do online nowadays, right? It's crazy what you can do online. But yeah. Crazy, crazy stuff. Just seeing if there's any other things, any other updates revolving around this. right now. Yeah. This is something interesting. I didn't know this too. That K has been a popular pop party favor for decades. I didn't know that. I just thought it was you know, used in SA and R cases, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? But I never knew that. Wait a second. There's a presser coming up. Special K, yeah. Special K. Because I've heard stories about people on that stuff and doing just wild stuff, right? Wild stuff. But I am kind of curious. What time is the presser? Anybody know what time the presser's at? Because that's news to me. Hold on. Let's see. Yes, in about an hour or so. Okay, I'll keep an eye out for it. That's interesting because I'd like to know. I want to know too. Okay, I want to know as well. Let me see. There's an article here. Let's take a look at this. All right. Da-da-da-da-da. Well, this is from Associated Press. Let's see. Nope, nothing in here. Nothing in here. Around noon. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye out for it because they did. How did I miss that? They said it in one of the things. Okay, I didn't hear that at all. Lo siento. So around West Coast 10 a.m. So around noon, literally around noon my time. Okay. Well, when they do the presser, I'll watch it for show. Okay, because I definitely don't want to miss that. I want to see what else they have and what other information that they have out here as well. Sandwich, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you letting me know. Yeah. Like I said, I totally forgot it being kind of like a party favor, right? It's something that people would, use, in that kind of way. I totally forgot about that. Right. And now we're hearing it's wild that somebody's like, I want to do K today. I don't know. It's wild. But at the same time, that's with every substance out here. Any of those hard things that are out here for sure. From the yayo to the H to the, H to the Izzo. You know what I mean? There's just a lot out here that is scary, just absolutely scary. And a lot of them are looked at as party favors, which is crazy, right? But again, let me just say this, and I'll be back a little bit later for the presser because I definitely want to see what they have to say about all this as well, and if there's any more developing news revolving around this. Because this Matthew Perry should be here, and this all revolves around, and it's a bad recipe, right? You throw in someone with a lifelong addiction, right? Lifelong addiction, severe addiction. Okay. And then you have off of that, on top of that, people around them that are willing to do whatever they can to make that person happy or to line their pockets with more money. You add those two things together, it is a recipe for disaster. And this is what's happened here. You got a man with a lot of money. He's got a lot of time. He's got a severe addiction issue. And you got people around him that are going to do whatever they can to say, yes, buddy, I'll do whatever you need. Whatever you need, man. Whatever you need. All for that extra dollar. Or just so that they can get closer to them so that they can take advantage of that person. Because you got to be real. They're not doing it just out of the kindness of their hearts. They're doing it because they know that they can get, or they believe that they can get into that in crowd, into that circle. They'll do whatever they can so that Perry goes, hey, come on over. We got, Tom Cruise and we got the whole cast of friends over. We're all hanging out, blah, blah, blah. I need you to meet my buddy. He's great. And then obviously what happens? You go and you meet those people, and then you make more connections, and so on and so forth. For whatever your social needs are or financial needs are. He surrounded himself with nothing but yes people. That is obviously what the situation is here. And I still would like to ask the question to his assistant, to the person that actually found him face down in his hot tub. Did he know about this new thing? Or was this completely done in the shadows behind his assistant's back? That's something I'd like to know. Then also another thing I want to point out. A lot of people are going in on Perry's ex-girlfriend because there was an article, or she came out and she said, Perry, when he passed away, he was never sober. He said that he was sober, but he never was. She may have been telling the truth here. Think about that for a second. People were really going in on her, being like, how dare you say that about Perry, and so on and so forth. If he had that much ketamine in his system, obviously something was up. Obviously he found a new thing. So her friend, or his ex-girlfriend, may have been completely right. Something to think about, guys. Something to put a bee in your bonnet for a second while we wait for the presser. Apparently there will be a presser in about an hour and 15 minutes from now. So I'll be back on with you guys to talk about all of that here in just a little bit. But again, this is still tragic as hell. Be careful. Man, hold on. Be careful with the company that you keep. And I mean this as well to all you out there that are battling, because we all have our cornucopia of issues. Some of it is emotional issues, mental issues, addiction issues, what have you. Okay. Maybe dealing with childhood trauma, maybe we're dealing with adulthood trauma, whatever it may be. We all have our issues. We all have our things that we are fighting and battling through. Addiction is a real thing. Addiction is scary, okay? And it really does grab on to that person and holds on for dear life. You really have to, and this is what I mean for every person that's battling with anything right now. You have to be mindful of the company that you keep. If you're around people that are all just doing bad things, you may need to change your scenery as soon as possible. If you are dealing with severe addiction or just addiction in general, make sure that the people that you are around are there to uplift you. And the ones around you that have the balls to say no right to your face when you're asking for something that you know you shouldn't be asking for. You lean on those friends, you lean on those people that care for you and have your back, period. The sycophantic yes people, they're not your friends. They're there for their own agenda. Find that foundation of friendship that will always have your back, say no to you when the time is right, and encourage you when the time is right as well. Anyway, guys, that is the show. I appreciate all y'all out here. It really does mean a lot. It really does. This case, I guess it's a case now, really breaks my heart. It really does. But this should wake us all up. Okay? Be mindful of the people that are in your circle. Be mindful. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Do not forget to hit that like button down below on your way out. Hit that reaction button. Trust me, we'll be back on in about an hour to watch this presser because I want to know what's going on. I don't know about y'all, but come back. Come on back and watch it with me. We'll watch it as a family. Hopefully, we'll find out some more information, some more jaw-dropping information revolving around this particular case. May he rest in peace. Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on these other platforms, be sure to crush the follow button on my Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Show some love over there. Please and thank you. Please do not forget, all right? Hit that join button, hit that subscribe button on my main channel. Go and check out my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Please and thank you. Crush that subscribe button over there. It's called The Pascal Show Clips. Go over there, subscribe, please and thank you. Hit that join button down below here. Become a member, support the channel. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, check out my merch page, pascalmerch.com. Go over there, check it out. I'm sure you'll find something you'll like on that page. Anyway, it's time to get going. Much love to you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. I'll see you guys in about an hour, okay? We're going to be watching that presser, if there really is a presser. We'll see, okay? Keeping an eye out for it. I'll see you guys in a second, okay? This is The Pascal Show. Bye.